Wait, oh. Ah.
No, you're not live. You're not live. You're not live yet. You're doing live now.
I should start talking.
No. È sono con spese italiane.
Eh?
Good. Live.
Talk. Hello, guys. How are you doing? It's another episode of We Can Just Wait, right? And it's still your favorite YouTube channel, Jinsei Matters Wait, right? And today we have a special discussion. We have an interesting conversation, an insightful one that I'm very sure this conversation for a long time because anything that relates to food, health, wow, I'm always very interested in it. And today is an opportunity to have a nutritional biochemist with us. So get ready to send in your questions. Get ready. Feel free to ask her any question relating to your health, any question, actually not really your health, don't get me wrong. I mean, any question relating to food, anything food, and how you can eat healthy and still maintain uh a low budget that wouldn't really stress you. Because seriously, most people have always complained, they've always talk about eating healthy and having at a at a low budget. Most people complain about it's not easy to eat healthy because of the expensive vegetables and fruits. And seriously, I can really relate with that. But today we have someone with us who is going to be sharing with us the various ways, the worthy alternatives that we can actually make use of and still stay healthy. Because, you know, if you really agree with me, good food is actually very cheap. When you compare it with the hospital bills and the money you have to spend on drugs, on various medications like that, you come to realize that it's much better to spend the little you have on something good, something worthwhile, something worthy, and something that will really benefit your health greatly. It's not enough to complain about I don't have money. I'm not buoyant enough. I can't afford the vegetables. I can't afford the fruits. I'm just okay with this carbohydrates. Don't worry. I'm okay with the rice and stew alone. No, when you go to hospitals, you will see that yes, if you've had an experience before, you will agree with me that yes, it's much better to spend your money on these vegetables and fruits. And really, there are alternatives to it. Okay, don't let me talk too much. We have our guest today with us. Don't worry, she'll soon join us. She'll soon be here with us, and I'm sure you have one or two questions for her as well. So if you are there and you can see me clearly, you can hear me audibly well, don't hesitate to share me out with your friends, your colleagues at work, your family members, and any other person you feel could benefit greatly from this conversation. And I'll really appreciate it if you can also say hello to me in the comment section. Let me know you are there. Even if I cannot see you face to face, at least your hello will your hello in the comment section will be oh, thank you very much, David. I really appreciate you joining the conversation today. Thank you so much. If you have any question, just drop it in the comment section, and you will have the opportunity to relate live with our guest speaker today. And any other person, if you are there and you can hear me and you can see me, just say hello to me in the comment section and feel free to drop your comments. Thank you so much, David. I'm as well greeting you from here. Hello. Okay, so like I was saying, I really, really appreciate it. Just say hello to me in the comment section and feel free to drop your comments, your questions, and any other thing you feel will benefit you and me in this conversation. Is still Ginseng Matters with Roy, your favorite YouTube channel, and it's all about food today, not business. Today is not about business. You know, someone who is in a good condition is the kind of person that can actually do business and do it well. But for someone who is sick and is not in a good condition, how do you expect the person to do business? Of course, what will be on the person's mind is, let me just be fine. Business is not on my mind for now. Just spare me. So that's why today we are going to be talking on food. Talking about food, food, food. It's all about food today. Food matters. Food and health. Eating at a low, eating healthy on a low budget. Staying healthy without breaking the bank. Yes, our guest speaker is here today. She's with us already, and she's really loaded to share with us from a wealth of experience. Like I said earlier on, she's a nutritional biochemist, she's a healthy living and eating enthusiast, and also a business woman. What do you expect? Don't worry, let me not talk too much. You'll hear from the horse's mouth today, and you will see most women seriously, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a mother, and she's also a businesswoman. You need to, in fact, even I will even ask her, how are you coping with, how have you been able to manage all these roles together without one affecting the other? So like I said earlier on, today we have with us no other person but Mrs. Mrs. Ahonsu Rachel. And maybe some of us will be familiar with her or not. She's someone you would like to meet. Of course, she's a beautiful mother. Yes. Yes. Yes, please. She's a beautiful mother, as you can see. And she's here to show. Oh my God. All right, okay. Without wasting much of our time, today we have with us no other person but Mrs. Rachel Ahonsu. I hope I pronounced the name properly before. Mr.
Good
Ahonsu will come and
afternoon.
sue me. All right, everybody, please kindly join me in welcoming Mrs. Rachel Ahonsu live on the conversation today. Still on Ginseng Matters with Roy. Welcome. Thank you
Good
very
afternoon,
much,
everybody.
Mrs. Rachel, for the privilege to have you with us on the platform today. We really look forward to benefiting greatly uh from your wealth of experience as a nutritional biochemist. Welcome on board.
Thank you very
Can we
much.
meet you,
Thank you
please?
for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome.
I count it a great privilege. Whenever I have the opportunity to talk about healthy eating, eating clean, healthy living, I'm always super excited. And I am super, 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 super excited this
I can
afternoon.
see, just
My
like
name
me.
is Rachel Ahonsu. I'm a nutritional biochemist. and I have great passion, a very great passion for eating clean and living a healthy lifestyle. I I always want people to understand like the importance of ditching unwholesome eating. I always love it when people decide, when I'm able to make people decide to stop taking unhealthy foods, because that will always lead to a better life, a better health. So I'm a nutritional biochemist, and by the grace of God, the lead consultant at Ask Your Nutrition Questions. My passion also made me set up a platform, the Rollies Training and Institute, Resources and Training, Resourcing and Training Institute. We train people on different aspects of healthy eating, healthy living. We have been able to train people, over 100 persons, much more over 100 persons, how to make homemade yogurt, granola, and parfait from their own home. And I also consult for other wellness establishments. I do quality control. I do social media management. I am also a businesswoman, and so on and so forth.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Only you. Ha. Oh my God. You see, she's loaded. Social media manager. Social media manager. Ha. Consultant. Wow. Businesswoman. In fact, I said before your arrival, I said I was going to ask you that how have you been able to manage all these roles together without any one of them affecting each other? Can you just share with us? Please, we are ready to learn.
The truth of the matter is it's not easy.
Of course.
If you truly want to like make impact, and you want to fulfill purpose, and you also do not want to compromise family life, good family life, it is not so easy.
Hmm.
There are lots of sacrifices to make, lots of sacrifices for, both for your personal self and even for your career. But one thing that helps me a lot is I have priorities. I set my priorities. If you want to do all that you have to do at once, like let's assume I wake up this morning and I see all that I have to do, like all things that are lined up, you will just be overwhelmed. You'll be overwhelmed. You won't be able to, at the end of the day, you may not finish, you will end up feeling bad. But when you set priorities, when I say, okay, I have maybe 20 things to do today, for instance, which ones are very important? Which ones are the most important ones? Which one will cost me maybe money, or will cost me life or health, or will cause problem in the family? So those, then I begin to do the accomplish my goals based on priorities. And you see that even if you are not, you are able to still have some things that can wait till tomorrow, or that can wait till the next day without any problem. Then following day, then I live one day at a time. I try my best to live one day at a time. Oh, thank God, it's another beautiful day. Okay, what are the things that we have to do today? Pram, 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 one by one. And, instead of trying to like, how would I cope the whole of November? Okay, no. I try to live a day at a time, set my goals, prioritize, and then get things done.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. Setting
And
priorities.
I would also like to acknowledge my husband. When you're one of the things that also help anyone that is maybe actively involved in career, professional stuff, or you're trying to follow your passion. If your spouse, if your partner is very supportive, very understanding, very supportive, it'll be easier. But when you have a spouse that is not supportive, not understanding, it's usually more difficult. So I want to acknowledge that his understanding and his support has really helped me in this journey. Really helped me a lot, a lot. I'm grateful to God.
Wow. That's great. Really, setting your priorities can uh be of a great help, because when you think of all you have to do, those things that are competing for your attention, oh my god, sometimes it's like, I hope I'm not just running crazy.
Headache,
Yeah, to be like,
headache. Oh.
I hope, I hope, am I still okay? I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to attend to this, after, oh my god, where do I even start from? But by the time you set your priorities, you list out everything that you have to do, and then arrange them on the based on the order of their importance. It will greatly help you. Okay, this is more important, this is okay, important, and then this is less important, and then you can start attending to them one after the other. This will really
Yeah.
greatly help. Oh, thank you very much for that. So, like you said earlier on, you said you train people on how to make their own homemade yogurt. So,
Yes.
maybe you will come back to that. So, because I'm very sure we'll still talk about yogurt, because at least, even if we cannot take it all the time, I know yogurt is a very good drink that you can have in the morning, even at night you can have it, am I right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
That's breakfast or as dinner.
yes, you know,
You can even
especially,
have it during the day. But you know, many people love to eat something that is heavier during the day, like for lunch.
mhm.
Aha. So breakfast, very perfect. Then dinner sometimes too, very perfect.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, if you are the busy, especially for the busy people that in the morning they have to hurry, they don't really have much time to prepare food or make breakfast for themselves. Instead of skipping breakfast, you got is a very good alternative. And if you can make it by yourself, is a plus for
That's
you.
the best.
So I
That's wow.
suggest and I want to recommend our viewers that if you want to learn how to make an homemade yogurt, kindly reach out to Mrs. Rachel. She has, I've seen the reviews that people sent, and even the feedbacks. I know she's the best person for you to get you trained on how to make your own homemade yogurt. And when you know it very well, then breakfast is solved. And it's an healthy one.
Then you
Okay.
now top your yogurt with fruits. Any fruit of your choice,
You
maybe
see,
banana, pineapple,
yes.
strawberry. Then you had granola.
You see. Oh my gosh, she's already giving us she's already giving us a talk on how to enjoy your yogurt.
Mm.
All right, okay. I think we'll come back to that much later in the conversation. So, briefly, let's just dive into the conversation without wasting much of our time. So, like I said earlier on, if you can see me and you can hear me audibly well, don't hesitate to say hello to me in the comment section. And if you have any question for our guest today, you can also drop it in the comment section. You can say your hello, and you can also share me out with your friends and other people you feel would benefit greatly from this conversation. All right, okay, back to you, Mrs. Rachel. Yeah. Uh can you briefly share with us, just as a reminder, most people just feel okay when I have my rice and I have my stew and I have my fish. I think it's okay. I can go with that. But these days we tend to forget the classes of food that we have. We tend to forget all those
Yes,
classes
now.
of and then anything we just say, okay, I have bread and tea. Let me just take bread and tea for breakfast. And really, is that balanced enough? So today
Okay.
we have Mrs. Rachel with us to guide us on how to intentionally think on balancing our meals, maintaining a balance even on a low budget, such that you don't have to stress yourself. She's here. In fact, she's going to give us a meal plan. Oh my god, I can't wait. All right, okay. Let's remind ourselves of the different classes of food that we
The
have
classes of food.
and
Okay, I'll
examples.
respond to this by starting with something. I saw something recently, and sincerely I was angry. I was
Why?
angry, but I can't talk to the person. The person is not one that I can reach out to. The person makes pap, very good pap, like multi-grain pap, not only maize, different kind of grains. Very nice, very good. But the majority, most times, the advert is always saying that enjoy your pap. This is our multi-grain pap with fresh plantain. At first, when I was calm, but the way it was not being, the advert was getting on my nerves, and I can't help. The reason are you hearing me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear anything. I was feeling somehow, I was feeling bad. Ah, oh God, I wish that this person can have a deep understanding. Now, that's food that we have carbohydrates. Everybody know we have carbohydrates,
Mm-hmm.
but many people, I think that some persons confuse carbohydrates as being the most important part of the meal. It is very important, but it is not necessarily the most important part of the meal. Carbohydrates includes food like rice, yam, potatoes, your bread. Many starchy foods are carbohydrate foods, and what they do majorly is to give us energy. The energy we need for running around, so you don't get tired, so glucose is available for your brain to function properly. Fine, we all need energy. That's on one part. We have proteins. We have animal proteins, we have plant proteins. Many people depend so much on animal sources of proteins. Many people depend on animal sources of proteins. We have egg, we have chicken, we have fish, we have meat. You understand? And there are also plant sources of protein. We have your beans, the legumes. We have soy and the likes. We also have vitamins and minerals. They are needed in small quantities. We don't need them as much as in terms of quantity now that you consume. They are not usually in large volumes as much as the carbohydrates, but they are the ones that are important for cell processing. All the processing that take place in the cell growth, development, lots of things that go on. That the ones that work with hormone stimulation, enzymes formation, enzyme stimulation. They do all the internal work. Proteins repair the tissues, they build the tissues and do the work of repair. Now we have water. Everybody knows that water is good. But why is water good? Digestion, lubrication of organs in the body. It helps with the removal of toxins and all of that. Then there's this other part of food that we don't usually mention: fiber. Fiber is very, 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 very important. Many carbohydrates also have fiber in them. And then our vegetables have lots of fiber in them too. When your food is fiber rich, in fact, you are some miles away from sicknesses. You are some miles away from diseases. Now, what will I say? Then we have the fats and oil too. Fats and oil, you don't need them in so much quantities. You don't need it. They work for neurons. They work for some neuronal processes, and they also supply energy. So now, let me just say that how do I what do I have at the back of my mind when I'm trying to fix my meal? Have at the back of your mind that your carbohydrate should not dominate your meals. This portion of your carbohydrate foods should not dominate your meals. I recommend between 25% to 30% for an average person. Different people have different requirements, maybe energy requirements and the like. But I recommend between 25 and 30% of rice or of potatoes or whatever. But what do we have today? We have so many people having a big bowl of rice with stew on it and one small fried meat or two small fried meats on it. That's the meal for the day. So I recommend 25 to 30%. Let's assume this is the whole of your food that you have to eat. Your rice, your yam, your whatever, just about 25 to 30% is fine. Your vegetables and fruits, those ones are the ones that will supply you the bulk of vitamin minerals that you need. They are the ones that will supply, that will do all those cell processing, cell growth, and the hormonal work, enzyme formation, enzyme work that I talked about. They are the ones that will do it. We need them more in the body. We need them. So your vegetables and fruits should be between 35 to 40%. 35, 40, even 45%. I don't want to say 50% because of so many other reasons. For some people, it may not work that way. It's not so, will I say, feasible in many balances. But you can still work with 40%. You can work with 45%. And it's not difficult at all. Then your fat and oil, very little quantity. Very, very little. You see some people stew. In fact, you can scoop oil. That is not ideal. Many vegetable oils, many of the oils that we use are very high in saturated fat. Saturated fat is unhealthy. Monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat are still okay. But when you check, maybe like one other issue is that most of us don't go through the nutritional facts on products. On the oils, it is there. It is there. You will see where that section where they write saturated fat, monounsaturated fat, sodium, this and that. Now, the higher the amount of saturated fat in maybe your oils, we're talking about fat and oil now. The higher the amount of saturated fat, the more unhealthy that oil is. Let's assume I have 2 types of oil now, or 3 types. And in one, I see that saturated fat content is 7%. Here, I see that, it is 3%. The third one, it is 15%. You should go for that one that has 3% because it contains the lowest amount of, most of them usually have saturated fat. That's the truth. But the lower, the better. And generally, your oils should be you just need them so that maybe your foods will very little. I would have said a thumb size. We normally use thumb to tell people that just a thumb size. We use the fist for carbohydrates. Like your carbohydrates, in your plates, carbohydrates, your fist size, your fat and oil, thumb size. So don't many people put lots of oil. It is not you don't need too much. You only need, and palm oil especially is high in saturated fat, but it also has vitamin A in it. So we can't say we're not eating palm oil because, okay, you're running away from saturated fat. What about the vitamin A and other things in it? You get, man. So now, in essence, your protein, I've not talked about the protein. Your protein should be between 25 and 30 also. 25 and 30. So in all, the vegetables and fruits are still taking much more. They are still taking almost half, then followed by your protein, followed by your carbs, then your fat and oil. Now, when you are planning your meals or you want to eat, the rule is, or like what you should have at the back of your mind is, all these classes of food must be represented in your plate. That's just the simple guide that, okay, this is carbohydrate, this is okay, I have, thank God, my food is balanced. How you will know that your meal is balanced? The first thing is the classes of foods are well represented, all of them, all of them. Then in the right proportions. If I have all the classes of food but my rice is a whole mountain, that is not a right proportion for me. I don't need it as an adult. So having the right proportions of all the classes of food in your meal, that is the simple and it's very simple recommendation or the simple guide that we all need. Now, the person that add plantain, fried plantain with the pap, you can agree with me that is just multiplication of carbohydrates. Children that are take yes now the children that are taking that meal, they are not getting nutrients from other classes of food. They will be so energetic because lots of glucose will be released into their blood, and that's why you will see that they will run up and down. They will be so, because they have lots of energy. But some other macronutrients that are needed for the body functions, where are they? No, there's no protein even in that meal, just pap and fried plantain. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody can say, fried plantain, hey, enjoyment, enjoyment. Meanwhile, for somebody like me, even fried plantain is not enjoyment. Is better boiled,
To boil it.
yes, or grilled.
I'll do the same thing. I'll prefer
It's
boiling it.
better boiled than grilled. But when you are saying that, enjoyment, fried plantain, that's there's more harm than good, even though
Yeah,
the food may taste nice. So it's not
that's why
about
we
the
are here
taste.
today. That's why
I
we
don't
are
know if
having
I
this
answered your
discussion.
question.
Yeah, that's why we are having this discussion. Some people, lots of people, like you just said, the rice or the carbohydrates should be just something very little, at least maybe like 25
A fit size.
to like 25 to 30% of your whole meal. And the same thing
Yeah.
with the protein. Then, you know, literally someone will be wondering, how will I this will not satisfy me. I'll finish eating this food and then in the next minute I'm hungry again. And now I just come to realize that there are some food you eat that within 2 hours you start wondering, why am I so hungry again? I just finished eating. Okay, fine. I had rice, just a very little rice. I had lots of vegetables, and then I had chicken and yeah, rice, chicken, and vegetables.
Yes.
And then in the next 1 or 2 hours, it's like I didn't eat anything. And I'm always wondering why. So I came to realize that, those things I ate, like the vegetables, the fibers you talked about, they worked in time and they made me feel hungry again. So that's why we are here for this conversation today, so as to enlighten people out there and then to make them see the difference between eating and eating healthy. It is not enough for you to finish a bowl of eba. It is not enough for you to finish a bowl of yam and then you feel, yes, I enjoyed myself. I had yam with fried egg. I had yam. And really, anybody that hears that, yes, you ate yam with fried egg, wow, you're enjoying. But did the person really enjoy it? No vegetable, nothing. It's not complete. It's not balanced. And
Mhm.
most times the quantity of the yam is always much more than even the egg. And then
Exactly.
after frying
Exactly.
the egg, you use lots of oil to fry the egg, that such that after eating, when you check the plate, you see the oil and the plate is shining.
Shining.
All right, okay. So thank you very much for reminding us of the classes of food and the various examples. So now let's go to the next session of the conversation, which is talking about the how to best combine our, like you said earlier, that carbohydrate should be around 25 to 30%. The protein also should be the same quantity, 25 to 30%, and then the vegetables should be around 35 to 40
35 to
to
40
40%. Oh, I'm a good
or
learner.
40.
Okay, so it should be there. Oh my god, anything that relates to food and health. Wow, it's really, I'm always interested in those kind of talks. I'm also interested in business talks, don't forget. But then it is person who has na person with belly full go do business.
Abina.
Let me talk pidgin.
Somebody that is no, you are very correct. If somebody that is healthy that will do business,
Exactly, na person will be
someone
away.
that is not healthy
Mm,
cannot run around for any kind of
at
business, and that's what
all.
we tell people that internal. There's something called internal.
Mm,
When the internal is taken care of,
mm.
then external can come. Many
Yeah.
people, like, they are more concerned about what they wear. Yes, it's good to be fashionable and all of that. You're not eating well, you're not taking balanced diet, you're not paying attention to your meals. You are
Mm,
loading up your system with junks, loading up your system with soda drinks.
mm.
It's a matter of time. The system will
Seriously,
can break
the
down.
effects, the side effects of this, or of eating many carbohydrates, eating junks,
High
it's not
caloric
now.
foods.
The effect, it accumulates. It accumulates
Yes.
gradually, and then before you know it, you hear of different sicknesses out there, and then you start wondering, how did it happen, what happened, when, where, and the likes. And then we tend to easily forget that it is what we have fed ourselves with. It is the seeds that we have sown into our feeding habits that has grown to that level, and then it has germinated and is bringing forth this kind of sicknesses. All right, okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Rachel, we really appreciate that. All right, okay, so let's now go into the section of planning our meals. But before then, let's talk about the alternatives. Like you said earlier on about the examples. I said you give examples of these various classes of food. We have the standard examples, like when you want to talk about protein, you talk of fish, talk of protein, talk of chicken, and the likes. And people always forget easily that we also have the plant proteins. And I think the plant proteins are much more they are less expensive. They are not so, they're not as expensive as the animal proteins. So
Mm.
also the carbohydrates, we have the rice. We have so many examples in the carbohydrate section of classes of food, and as well the vegetables. Now the big thing is the vegetables. A lot of people have complained that, oh, vegetables are too expensive, fruits are too expensive. Now, to come to think of it, nearly everybody eats stew in their houses, and we tend to forget that even the tomato that we eat is something very good. But then after
Yes,
you've processed
very
it,
rich in
you
lipoprotein.
blend it, you blend, you fry, you cook, it will lose the nutrients.
Some nutritional value.
Yes, it will lose some nutritional value. But even if you can just cut your tomato, just slice it and then eat. I know some people will be like, "Ah, how will I eat raw tomato?" Of course, you can
Do
eat
you
it.
know why I'm laughing?
Just
Do you know
fry
why I'm
it.
laughing? I asked a question very recently. I think that was day before yesterday. There was
Hmm,
a bowl of avocado with
I
eggs
remember.
in it. So there were two bowls. One was avocado plus egg plus tomatoes. The second one was just avocado and eggs. Come and see people.
Oh my god.
Lots of
I
people
saw
were
that
like,
post
eh,
and I
tomatoes.
reposted it on
Hey,
my WhatsApp
Jesus.
status. And a friend of mine was like, "What is this? This is not food. It is not food. This is just an appetizer." In fact, my family members will not even accept this from me. Somebody was like, "Oh my god, I'm a breastfeeding mom and I can't even eat this. You want me to faint in the night?" And she was also like, "Oh my god, the egg is too much." And then
No,
Oh
no,
my
no.
god, I
The
couldn't.
bowl was not supposed to be for just a person. Oh, that big bowl was not just a meal. If it is a person's meal, that avocado quantity was too much.
Mm,
It was not a person's meal. You understand? But I was just trying to talk about like the way people reacted. Like people were also reacting when you posted it. A lot of people were like, "How will I take?
yeah.
I cannot take raw tomatoes. Oh. I cannot
Yes.
take."
Yes.
Some people don't even like avocado.
And
But the
avocado is
problem
also
I
very good.
usually
It's good for the brain.
very, very
Good
good,
for the
very,
brain.
very, very good.
Even tomato.
The problem I
Tomato is
usually
good for
have
blood pressure. But
very
people
yes,
feel
right.
people feel no, I cannot eat. And until we blend the tomato, after blending the tomato, we now want to cook our stew, and then we now fry and fry and fry and fry. Oh my god.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Our background our background is part of what is affecting us.
Mm,
Many people were not brought up with some of these food types.
mm,
Many people were not trained. They don't eat it when they were younger. They don't at home. But what I normally tell people is what will motivate you to try out something is the nutritional value. When you hear
exactly.
about the nutritional value of something, or like just find out, when you find out and you see, just try it, don't block your mind. Many people block their minds because they were not used to it when they were growing up, or because they don't take it as younger when they were young. They just block their minds. It's none of their business, no matter what you say. But if someone can just work on his or her mind, they said this thing is good, okay, let me read about it. Okay, I've read
Mm.
about it, let me try it. Then you can conclude, oh, I like it, I don't like it. But without trying it, you just block your mind because you are not used to it. That's one of the issues that we always have.
And lack of knowledge, like the Bible says, that my people perish because they lack knowledge. You don't know the effects. You don't you until you seek knowledge, until you are aware of the nutritional benefits you get from a particular food, from eating vegetables. You don't know, this thing is very important for me. I think I need to get this. I think I need to start eating this. You might even be having it in your house. You might even have a very it might be very accessible to you, but because you don't have the knowledge about it, it will just be there, and then your health is deteriorating. You don't know the importance. You don't know that you have a natural remedy close to you. And that is one of the reasons why we are having this conversation, that instead of complaining that, oh, I can't afford to get chicken, I can't afford to get fish, I can't afford to get all these animal proteins. We have the plant proteins, we have mushrooms, we have soy, we have the soy meal, we have so many things. And that's okay. Let's hear from you. Let me not
E-
just
Even for vegetables, when you recommend dark leafy green vegetables to people, maybe, yeah, okay, because we do have some clients. Maybe somebody is managing kidney stones, managing high blood pressure, managing this, managing that. Then we give recommendations. You need to include this in your diet. You need to include this in your diet. Do you have access to broccoli? Do you have access to kale? You understand? Those are some kind of vegetables that are usually not always as common as some other types. Not as common as some other types, and then maybe they are a little bit pricier. But do you know that for the Nigerian community, our ugu, our pumpkin leaf is bam.
yes,
Our spinach, the local spinach, if you can't get
even
the foreign spinach, the local spinach, bam.
even
Your okra, your
bitter leaf
hewedu,
and
bitter leaf.
okra. Ah, you see that
Do you know
okra?
what happens? Yes,
You see that okra,
I'm
eh?
sorry.
You see that okra, eh? Ha! If you know the benefits of okra, you will want
You
to
won't joke with
include
it.
you want to include okra in every of your meals. You eat it with not only swallow, you eat it with rice, you eat it with your cold pap, ekotutu. You eat it with different things. And then, you know, even the cold pap that people prepare locally, you can garnish it, you can eat it and have a balanced meal with cold pap. And that cold pap is not as expensive as that. You can have your cold pap with okra, and then oh my god. Okay, so over to
Now,
you, ma.
many in many homes, there will be a big size of maybe let me say, I don't know what swallow now, maybe eba, for instance, now for the Nigerian community, or maybe old swallow, or ripe plantain swallow, or eggplant swallow, or yam flour swallow. There will be a big portion of um that swallow, and the okra that they will give the child, or like the very little okra and plenty stew.
That's true.
The okra that should, in fact, okra can be more than your stew.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can even have just okra as
In fact,
dinner, okra with
exactly.
fish,
In fact, the
and
way you
very,
even
very
cook
little
okra,
swallow.
you don't need to cook it.
Aha.
Some people will cook it very for a long time.
That's
Just on
another thing entirely. When your okra is no longer crunchy, when it is no longer crunchy, when it becomes too
too
mushy or
soft.
it changes color, forget about it. You have destroyed the
So
nutritional content.
let's take for example now, we have a meal like that consists of maybe for example eba or amala as the swallow. So you have that as your carbohydrate, and then you have your okra. In fact, that okra alone, if you cook it and you did not cook it, as in you didn't boil it for too long, you can add maybe ugu, you can add bitter leaf, you can add fish, you can add this our locust bean,
Crayfish.
crayfish, and just look at like you mentioned the classes of food. Okay, so over to you now, ma. For example, if
Very
someone
tiny
wants
palm oil, very tiny palm oil.
okay, and so for example, if you have something like that, how can we balance it?
Okay, now what you're saying is like a sample meal for lunch.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's start
Now,
with a sample meal for breakfast. Then we have a sample meal for lunch, and then a sample meal for dinner. A balanced one. How we can balance it.
okay,
Meanwhile,
thank you very much.
before
For
you start,
breakfast,
before you start, yeah, to all our viewers out there, if you are still in the conversation and you can hear us clearly, please drop your questions, also share drop your comments, and let's know what you feel about this discussion. Let's know how you've been doing it in your own house, whether as a family or as a single
or
person.
the
How have you been?
challenges.
Yes, the challenges. Let's know, okay, how can I, maybe you have an idea with you don't know how to balance yours, or maybe you feel one is too expensive, maybe we can have an alternative suggestions for you. Just feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below. All right, thank you very much. Over to you.
Yeah, okay, I think we're talking about sample meals. Well,
Yes.
I am yogurt mama.
Mama
So
the mama.
the the sample breakfast I'll be giving, okay, maybe I should just give two. We can
Okay.
work with yogurt. Yogurt will be serving as like the major protein content
Mm,
for that food.
imagine.
Protein with lots of other nutrients, calcium. Yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, is very loaded with calcium, loaded with lots of calcium. So we have some macronutrients already. We have vitamins and minerals already, and we have lots of protein for the Greek yogurt. So imagine you are having Greek yogurt with some apple cubes. Maybe you just have half or one apple into cubes. Then you have like a banana, just one in is sliced. Then you put it on your plate. If you have one strawberry, that's fine, just on your plate. Then if you have granola on your plate. Now somebody can say, where will I get all these you don't have strawberry, please put cucumber. Around here, around like in the Nigerian community, what a medium size, or let me say a small one, is between 50 and 100 naira. Between 50 and 100 naira. So okay, I don't have access to strawberry, cucumber is there, banana is there. You understand? So you are having that one, those ones are loading you up with vitamins and minerals. Then if you are having granola is just oats, is roasted oats with nuts. Those ones are also loading you up with many minerals and vitamins. And then they have some little fat content, some little healthy fat content. So now your carbohydrate is represented. The oats contains carbohydrates. Your protein is represented. Vitamins and minerals are represented. Fat is represented. Fiber is represented. So you have your fruits. You can use any fruit of your choice. So I'm talking about yogurt plus fruits plus plus your granola. Another option is your whole wheat bread, or let me just say wheat bread plus avocado spread with a cup of maybe almond milk or just your normal milk. Your carbohydrate is represented bread. I discourage people from taking white bread, but I know that it is not too practicable. So if there are no disease conditions, just take it in moderate quantities. So your few slices of bread with avocado, you spread avocado on it. You can slice egg, just one slice of egg to boost the for the protein, to boost the protein. Then you can have a cup of milk to just add to it. So the one thing is, try to make your plate as colorful as possible. Let's assume that okay, I am taking rice and Madam Rhoda is taking rice too. Now on my plate I have rice and I have stew with fish. Rice color white color, stew red color, and what's the color of fish? Then on her own plate she has same white rice, then she has some carrots sliced on the side, then she has cucumber, just some slices or just some slices. She also has fish on her plate. Then she also has what other color can I think of right now?
Green.
Vegetables. She made efo riro, nice efo riro, ugu or spinach or any green vegetable that is around you. She just put it by the side. Whose plate has more color?
Of course, mine.
And then who has more nutrients?
Of course, me.
All of these things do not stem from, they stem from the mindset. If you have the mindset that, oh, I need to eat clean, I need to eat healthy, I need to nourish my body, it will not be like a drudgery that before I finish making the effort, before I finish before I finish slicing the whatever, you won't have that mindset because you'll be happy, you are nourishing your body, you
In
are
fact,
writing
there
letter
is
to
a
long
joy.
life.
There is a joy that springs within you when you eat healthy. Because you know,
Aha,
oh, I'm taking care of my body, not for now, but for the future.
for the future.
Because that's one of the things
For
people
the
tend to
future.
forget. They think it is for now. No, it is not for now. It's for the future because the side effects, like I said earlier on, the side effects keeps accumulating. It keeps accumulating. You don't really get to see the effect now. But in few years to
Many
come.
many age related diseases, many diseases that many old people will experience, many, not all, many, because there are peculiar cases. There are some cases of what can we, many of them have to do with diet, and have to do with diet, the way they have lived their lives when they were much younger. You know, when
Exactly.
people begin to get old and they start seeing some symptoms, maybe they see that there's increase in blood pressure,
Mm,
blood sugar level, they will now start adjusting. They will
mm,
now start restricting calories. They will now start stopping this, stopping that. If you had stopped it 10 years ago, if it has been stopped
exactly.
15 years ago, the difference will be big, bigger
Mm,
than whatever the difference will be now.
mm,
So eating healthy at whatever age or at whatever time that you start being aware of it, you cannot just overemphasize the importance. You can't overemphasize the benefits of trying to pick your food choices, and you don't have to spend so much. Like the topic for today's talk is good food is cheap. It does not what we are trying to say is that the amount of money you spend eating healthy, or like trying to incorporate, like you want to say, oh, before I finish making efo now, the rice and the stew, I would have eaten it, I would have finished eating it. That little effort of adding vegetables, what it will save you of in the future is more. The cost that you have to pay now, the price you'll be paying now in terms of effort and whatever you are buying now, is less compared to the future, when there are some diseases that are disturbing.
mm.
Maybe there's overweight, and you have to like do a lot to trim down. You will spend more. Anything they ask you to do, any drug they ask you to buy, you will buy, because you want solution. Meanwhile, 10, 15, 20 years doing some of these things little by little, little by little, trying to incorporate vegetables, fruit into your meals, does not have to be expensive, does not have to be far away. Even the ones that you grow by yourself. So
In
like
fact, in
the the
fact, I
the
do
the it
advise
is
people.
cheaper.
Yeah, sorry. In fact, I do advise people. I tell them, instead of you complaining about expensive vegetables, it's something you can plant. You can have a small garden behind your house. You can plant okra. You can plant bitter leaf. You can plant ugu. You can plant
Pumpkin,
you can plant those things,
tomatoes,
and it's not difficult. Even if you don't have a garden in your behind your house, maybe your house is not so spacious,
buckets.
you can have small buckets, you can have small containers. Even the carton of milk that we buy, the carton of drink, the small containers that we have, you can plant these things there, and it becomes easily accessible for you. Nothing is expensive when it comes to health. Nothing is expensive when it comes to staying healthy, because when you think about the cost of staying in the hospital, having to be admitted in the hospital without seeing your family members, without having access to your kids, and then this will really force you, this will really motivate you to start eating healthy. When you start thinking, I don't want to get admitted, and it's just a simple logic. Eat healthy to stay healthy. Eat well, feed well to be healthy. And so we have a question from Mr. David that you mentioned little palm oil. Are you saying too much of it is bad?
Yes, we are saying that too much of palm oil is not good for the health.
Okay. So she just answered the
And one
question.
other thing that, sorry, one other thing that many people do too is they how do I describe this? They make the palm oil stay for so long on it. And this also goes to people that eat out a lot. Many restaurants, they do it a lot. They make the palm oil stay for so long on it, and it even begins to film. You start seeing smoke. The reason is they want the stew to be tastier. You know, when they do it like that, the stew will be tastier. But the truth of the matter is that you are changing the composition of the oil. You are changing the chemical composition of the oil to something that is harmful, something that can be toxic to the body. So very little quantities of palm oil is fine for our meals, and they should not be heated for so long on the your pan.
All right. He's also asking that with regards to okra, what nutrient does it give?
There is okra is very rich in potassium. It's rich in potassium. It's also rich in magnesium. Yes, and it's rich in vitamin B vitamins, the B vitamins, folate. Folate, like for pregnant women, some persons will say don't eat okra. Maybe your baby will be doing
It will drooling.
not true. Yeah, it's not true. Okra is rich in folate, it's rich in B vitamins, and it's very good
Yeah.
for
You see,
the
if he
body.
if he is asking, she's surprised. She said, "Ha, bleaching of oil is bad. Please help me
Yes,
tell."
it is. It is. You are changing the chemical composition of the oil, and it can come to the form that is toxic to the body.
Yeah, and some people until they bleach and bleach and bleach, even the way while bleaching the oil, what you are inhaling, you are polluting the air because inhaling seriously. Or am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
Because the whole place will be filled with smoke and then you polluted the air already. It's not good. Inhaling bleached oil is not good for the health. So I think these little things that we feel they don't really matter, they don't count, is they are the things that accumulate, and in years to come we discover, oh,
Cause problems.
they cause troubles for us. Oh my god, how I wish we could continue with this conversation because we have not even really talked about that. We just stopped at the breakfast. Then
Oh
we
yeah,
we are
that's
yet
true.
to talk on
Let me
the
just quickly.
lunch and dinner. So I
Should
think
I
we
give
have to
a
stop
sample
here.
lunch and dinner?
Yeah, I think we'll have to
Okay.
stop here this weekend. For we have to stop here this weekend. We'll continue uh some other time,
Another day.
another day, another weekend. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining this conversation. Thank you so much, Mrs. Rachel, our nutritional biochemist. Don't forget to reach out to her to teach you how to make your own yogurt. And she has some nice ebooks on meal plans. Well planned. You don't have to start stressing yourself on what do I feed my family for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner. She has very nice combinations of uh healthy foods. In fact, I've gone through one of our books, and I can tell you that yes, this book is very, very good. It's very good for your
And
family.
please, people should like and follow our Ask Your Nutrition page too.
Yes,
We share
yes.
nutritional posts from time to
You see,
time.
if you said that yogurt is nice, you see, you just and having yogurt.
Yes,
I was about asking you that. Someone said if you want to, I think for people who want to watch their weight, they advise that you eat breakfast like a king, eat lunch like a queen, and then eat your dinner like a slave. I think we'll have to talk about that another day. So,
breakfast like a prince, lunch
yes.
like a king,
Mm.
then evening like a pauper or slave. Something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So I think at this junction, it's a convenient time to draw the curtain. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much, Issues of Life channel from Ghana. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, if he said, oh, all right, okay, no
Don't mind
problem.
that.
No problem. I think we have to stop. We have to bring the conversation this weekend to an end. Thank you very much, Mrs. Rachel, for your
Thank you
time.
so
We
much
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. And to all our viewers out there, thank you so much for joining this conversation. It's still Ginseng Matters with Roy, your favorite YouTube channel. Say Matters with Roy. I'll see you next weekend. Until then, stay healthy, keep eating healthy, and don't forget to share this video with your family members, your friends, your colleagues at work, and any other person you feel will benefit from this conversation. And don't forget to like our page, Ginseng Matters with Roy. And if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, don't hesitate to do that. Till I come your way again, it's still Ginseng Matters with Roy. Bye for now.